Your mom.
Your mom.
Okay, so we're gonna be ranking every movie in 2022. Um, so
Not every movie.
not every the ones we've seen.
And the ones on this list because we don't feel like adding them.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this first. Wakanda Forever is very good, very good.
Wakanda Forever is in the top of top, except it's not on this list, and I did not feel like taking 5 seconds to make it
Yeah.
to make it on this list.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna start with Thor: Love and Thunder. It's fine.
Yeah, it's good. One problem: why do they try to make the villain be a villain?
He's not a villain. He does literally name one thing he did wrong in the movie. Other than
Kidnap children.
And why did he kidnap those children?
Because Thor's being a bitch.
And why? And he kidnapped them. Why? So he could have what? Safe passage.
Yes.
So that he wouldn't come after him.
And he didn't. To be fair,
the god they show him kill was making fun of his daughter's death.
Yeah, he's just a good person.
Yeah.
I don't know why they try to make him so.
And he sacrificed everything for his daughter.
And then they're like, this guy is awful.
Yeah. Top Gun Maverick is peak cinema.
It's so good.
My god. I thought the first Top Gun was already peak cinema, but then Top Gun Maverick made the first one somehow seem bad.
Top Gun, it was so good.
Oh my god. Top 3 movie of all time for me. Top Gun Maverick is.
Of all time?
I
would put
maybe
it like top 5, but still.
Maybe top 5. Because I'm like debating on 3 and 4 for me. But Top Gun oh my god. Everything about that movie is perfect. The one thing that I really loved is that every shot in the jet crafts were real shots. Like those were not stunt. Those weren't CGI. Those were real stunts of aircraft.
Just so good.
Exactly. The story was impeccable. And then, oh my god. The only thing is Tom Cruise is a very controversial man himself with Scientology. But he is so good in movies. Morbius.
I did not know he was a Scientologist. I don't care about that. I just go actor, make good movie. I don't care what you do.
I don't really, unless it's like.
I don't care unless it's illegal and I.
Yeah. Or unless it's that one actor from Mulan who supported like abuse and stuff.
Yeah, no, not that. Like, if it's not that bad and you just have like a hot take that no one wants to hear, I literally don't care.
Morbius
is the best movie I've seen in my life.
So bad it's fun.
It is the best movie I've seen in my life.
I refuse.
It is the best movie I have ever seen, if you would ask me.
I would say it's one of the best bad movies. That is funny. Because more because of the jokes.
As a movie to make fun of, it is the best, if not it is one of the best, if not the best, as like a bad good movie.
Exactly. I don't know why. So, Black Adam.
I am going to see it in a few days.
Black Adam is very good.
But I've heard it's really good. Fight scenes are really good.
It is very good. Like, that's all I can.
At least we had one good superhero movie. Besides Wakanda Forever.
No, there's another one.
There's another good superhero movie? What was it?
We're gonna get to that in a bit. Okay, so Black Adam's really good. The only problem is bullet time is used so much, and after Matrix Revolution, wait, didn't that come out this year? Hold on.
If it last year.
Matrix 2022. I'm searching it up. Why is it in here? Okay, no, that was 2021, but why is it? I don't know why it searches in Bing, but still. But Matrix Revolution, after that, bullet time just seems so weird. Uncharted, good movie.
Oh, the Uncharted movie came out this year?
Yeah, it came out. It feels so long ago that it came out.
It was good. I liked it. As an Uncharted fan, yes.
Okay, the one thing that I liked is that the actor, Tom Holland, had so much passion for the movie. I remember I watched.
He was also an Uncharted fan.
I watched he did an interview with Jacksepticeye, and I watched that. there's this part in Uncharted 4 where you're going through the town. He really wanted to like put that in the movie. He said he played Uncharted 4 all the time with his brothers, or on all the Uncharted games with his brothers.
Yeah, they're all really good.
The actors were good. Tom Holland himself.
The one thing I can say about Uncharted that might not be the best is because everything is just action, action, action. People don't get much character development, but their characters are good to begin with, so they don't really need it.
Well, no, the characters do get development in the fourth game a lot.
Much, though. It's
in the fourth game they definitely have the most.
Yeah, but you know what I mean by it's not a lot of development because
it's just more like dialogue lines randomly.
It's more dialogue lines where you slowly see them change, but it's not like big character development, which is I guess the only thing you could say Uncharted is lacking in. If you want to see that, but then again, Uncharted is not that kind of game. It's just fun.
Minions Rise of Gru is unironically good.
I genuinely liked it.
It was fast paced. Didn't make me feel like I'm sitting there in 90 movies like every other Despicable Me or Minions
try to
movie.
Be too childish like most movies do, and just be like children.
Also, I don't know.
It was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
The plot was kind of
okay, I think one thing I did was I did make a joke when they were like raging out. I'm like, they're going through the 8 inner gates. They're releasing Gate 8. Halloween Ends is absolute garbage. You haven't seen it.
Wait, is Halloween Ends the new?
That's the end of the new trilogy.
Oh my.
The first one, the first new trilogy was good. I've
seen some reviews and clips on it, but
okay, the first new movie was good. The second new movie was just funny. This movie is just so boring. Like I watched the most critical movie before I saw the movie. Review before I saw the movie. I'm like, okay, sometimes he's wrong. Like Godzilla, King of Monsters.
Question, is that the one where I've seen the clip where the kid actually goes flying? Is that in that movie?
Yes, that's that movie.
That clip makes no sense.
So it's just bad. It's so boring. The band kids making fun of him. Also, just like, why?
Band kids.
It's just so frustrating, especially the opening scene. Like, why is this kid? The kid is just such a douche to the main character for no reason.
And that's called normal high school. I understand we go to a high school, but that's what happens normally.
Yeah, no, but like the kid that the dude's baiting is just such a douche. Like, there's one part. It's one part. He is at the beginning. He's scared of the movie. He's like, "You want me to turn it off?" No, don't turn it off. And then he's like, okay, we should go to bed after this because it's getting late and you're pretty scared. And he's like, no, blah 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 blah. I'm the best.
I am better.
True. Time for the best movie of 2022. The Batman.
The Batman was so good. Did I go to see it with you? Was that you? No, that was with one.
No, I saw it with other people. The Batman?
Yeah, I also saw it.
Oh my god.
It was so good.
So good.
So you know how I usually ruin movies?
Yeah, you usually ruin movies. I know that.
Unless it's a certain type of movie, because in my mind, my brain just goes make joke now. But I actually could not make a joke during that entire time. It was just so good.
I'm checking something real quick.
And personally, I don't know what you're talking about. I never ruin movies. Do not remember Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
You said
nothing ever.
Okay, one movie. There's one movie I realized that's not on here, but I want to rate.
Wakanda Forever.
Dragon Ball Superhero. No, we mentioned Wakanda Forever at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Ball Superhero would be in between peak cinema and very good. Because as a Dragon Ball movie, it was very good, but it wasn't as bally. But as a standalone movie, it was almost peak cinema. Because I don't know why. Because I just felt, maybe it's because I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I've watched all of it. It just felt like something natural to Gohan and his character.
It made sense. Like I have seen like 10 episodes of Dragon Ball, and it still was really good to me.
And in Gamma 2, I watched dubbed at first, and then I watched subbed with this bozo because the dubs had the worst audio quality ever on the legal website.
Very legal website.
Yes and no. But then Gamma 1 or Gamma 2, Gamma 1's good too. But Gamma 2 has the most perfect voice actor of all time. He fits the role. I've never. The only other things that are more perfect for a voice act for roles is Tom Holland as, well, not Tom Holland, Tom Holland in Spider-Man, because he's in between, because he's both really good Peter Parker, really good Spider-Man, and then the most perfect actor ever were Keanu Reeves as John Wick, and then
Oh, those just work so well.
and
Yeah.
then
I've seen
Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. But Gambit,
yeah, but I've seen Gamma too as in dub. He's really good.
he is perfect for the role.
But Gamma 1 annoys me.
He doesn't annoy me. He's just, they try to take him
No,
in
I'm talking about the voice. I'm talking about the voice.
it's the same voice actor. It feels like it's just a bit deep.
Yeah, it just doesn't work well. I mean, it works well for like what they're trying to go for, but I also just don't like hearing it.
So, another absolute garbage movie. Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore was just,
they really had me
awful.
hyped for this movie, and then I saw
Ruined
the
it.
reviews, and then I didn't even go to the theater.
Okay, I watched. It was just not good. I just wanted to. It's just, it's so boring. It's so boring. And
I was really hyped for it, and then before I was about to buy the tickets, and then I saw the reviews, and not a single person had a good thing to say, and I was like,
the main character, Newt, is not even in it that much. Like, Newt was forgotten about after the first movie, and then this movie just solidifies that. He's barely there. Like, he's kind of just there. Also, I'm still mad that the fat dude just learns magic because he gets a wand.
Well, he feels like it.
Okay, okay. Another thing is, the first movie I liked. They had such a cool concept.
The first movie was so good. I really liked it.
They had such a good concept with like the whole case and everything. But after the first movie, they basically got rid of the case and didn't appear. Then it was bad. After not having a case, it was just not it. Not it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know why, but the case carried.
Exactly. Because it was just so cool to see all these mystical creatures that they just never mentioned in the normal movie. Okay.
Because the case is just crap,
Doctor Strange Midverse of Madness. It was fine. It was fine. It's mid. Okay. One problem I have is some people say it's awful when it's just not. It's not awful. The people who say it's awful were overhyping it.
Also, I think it's actually pretty good. It's just the fact that the first one was so good. It's like,
yeah, it's just so good that look. Even then, I still kind of say it's mid because the plot is a bit too like out there. And then, but, the first one was just so good so some people had so high expectations that this one was just garbage and absolute awful to them.
Yeah, I think that's why. I think that it was definitely a bit higher than where people rate it, just because people say, the first one was just so good. This one should be of the same quality.
Yeah, that was it. Jurassic World Dominion is fine. A lot of people,
I haven't watched it.
I watched it, and it was actually pretty fine. The thing is, okay, a lot of people had this complaint about the bugs being a big focus, but the thing is, without the bugs, they couldn't get to like that meeting each other, the future for past cast and the current cast, or I guess what's now past cast 2. But the two casts couldn't get to meet each other without the bugs. But I get what they're talking about, how the bugs are just pointless a bit. The fights were still, I still like dinosaur fight, cool. But
dinosaur fight cool because dinosaur is.
But like, I think this movie was like mid, but some people are complaining it's absolute awful, and it just wasn't absolute awful. It's just it's the same thing from Multiverse of Madness. This movie just had such high expectations since it was ending off a franchise that's been so so revolutionary and has done so much to our pop culture as a whole that it just seems like it wasn't good enough to end that whole
expectations were supposed to be a bit too high, and then people got disappointed.
Yeah, like it was just mid. Chippendales and Rescue Rangers is a good movie.
It's when it first came out, I was like, this is
No,
probably not gonna be good.
yeah.
And then I watched it, and it was like good.
The whole plot with one of them being 2D and in 3D was funny to me, and also the references were good. And I don't know why, but the ugly Sonic jokes just got me so much.
The ugly Sonic joke hit.
Him being the FBI or CIA or whatever, the one of the operatives, the leader, was just so funny to me. The fact that he starts the movie as just I'm the best. I'm getting the ugly Sonic TV show joke. I don't know why, but it's just the movie was the comedy did hit. The plot was a little weak, which is my problem. But the comedy hit, and then this was just good. Well, I wouldn't say the plot was weak. It was all right, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a really good movie. Like, a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. I think it was a lot better than everyone thought it was gonna be.
True. I think it's like Minions Rise of Gru.
I think the last time Chip and Dale was even in a movie was like the 90s.
Exactly. I think okay, the movies that people had thought were just gonna not be good, but then it turned out to be was great. Some people didn't believe in Top Gun Maverick because it was a sequel. People didn't believe in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers.
Especially because they were spaced so far apart.
Yeah, that's true. But then they nailed it. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, people are like, eh. Minions Rise of Gru, people are like, that's gonna be bad. Uncharted, people are saying that's gonna be bad because Tom Holland doesn't look like Nathan Drake. He doesn't fit the role, but it's still good.
I just thought it was gonna be bad since a video game movie never good.
Well, Sonic.
Yes, that was the first one.
True.
Recently, video game movies have been good.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
In the past.
Especially Mortal Kombat. The Mortal Kombat movie was really good. 2020.
Yeah.
I love that movie. The visuals too. Black Adam, people thought gonna be bad because The Rock did not fit the role, and also it's a DCEU movie.
Fair.
And then Batman people.
They did it well.
Batman people already had high expectations for. Morbius people had low expectations for. And then
I think it's so funny that Morbius people had low expectations for it, and they still
watched it. Like, it was #1 trending. When it went to Netflix, it was #1 trending in Netflix for like half a month.
I think that was more for a joke, but
yeah.
It was just so funny to me that this movie that everyone knew was going to be awful.
People just saw.
Let me put it this way. It blew away everyone's expectation. Everyone thought it was going to be awful. It was worse. Awful.
Okay, now for probably the most overhyped movie, Turning Red. I did not like it. I said it
It was just such a weird concept to make a movie out of.
Yeah. The thing is, I say just bad, but I'm also not like. I feel like I can't take this as
like it was targeted towards women.
No, as a Hispanic male, I don't know if I could speak on like the cultural significance to like to Asian people.
Yeah,
or to,
and
I think
we had like
Chinese.
nothing in relation to that movie, so maybe if you could relate a bit, it was a lot better.
If you're like Asian, it probably
as a viewing experience.
Yeah, as a Hispanic man, I cannot relate to it whatsoever, and the jokes did not land. But as an Asian, if anybody there is Asian watching this video, give me your thoughts on how the movie was as an Asian.
Yeah, maybe it was just like a thing where you need to be like.
It's like some things hit harder. Like Breaking Bad hits harder when you're Spanish. I'm not gonna lie.
It's so good though.
It is. Breaking Bad is really good, but as a Spanish person, it just seems better because of like the corruption with like the cartel and stuff like that. Just seems real.
It's more real to you. Like it's real to everybody, but it's more.
Especially
real to
as a man from one of the poorest countries to exist right now, Venezuela. Yeah, Terrifier 2 was very good. Not as good as the first one, but it was funny and it was just disturbing at the same time.
Isn't that the whole point of Terrifier?
Yeah, Terrifier 2. Terrifier, the whole point was that it's funny and it's like just horrific. Like the kill scenes were just. Ugh.
I do not understand how they got approval to show that, but you know what?
No, that any scene, like one scene, I'm not gonna mention that because I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm not Elvis the Alien.
We're gonna get demonetized.
I'm not Elvis the Alien. I can't do this stuff. But the scenes were just and then the comedy hit. The one part is like the one girl. Why was she there? Is she a figment of imagination? No, she interacts, but then she's a figment of imagination again. Now for the last movie I'm gonna rank that I've seen 22, and I think you've seen, right?
Wait, what is it?
Sonic 2.
Oh yes, yeah. I really
Sonic
saw it
2
with
is
you.
peak cinema.
It was really good.
I wouldn't say it's as good as the other two in peak, but it was so good. I think
I like Knuckles.
Yeah.
And Knuckles hit.
true. I think they did everything right.
They understood what a video game movie was supposed to be. It's
Yeah.
not supposed to be let's just retell the same story. It's make a new story, just use the characters.
Yeah, make a new story, use
'Cause
the
the-
characters, but also add enough references so that's not like Transformers, where it's just the same thing, where they just use Transformers, it's entirely different and everything entirely different. They understand,
Yeah.
hey, let's take some basic concepts from Sonic, do some our own twist on them, and use them.
Mhm.
And then
Also, Jim Carrey Eggman just carries.
he's such a good Eggman. There is no reason for him to be so good as Eggman, but he is just so good as Eggman.
For no reason.
Exactly. For no reason, he's so good at Eggman. And then Sonic himself, the actor fits such a good role for him. The whole point about him just being treated as a kid, because, you know, he is one, but him wanting to be treated as an adult is kind of realistic to how actual kids are. Tails and Sonic's relationship worked really well, because he viewed Sonic as, like, this ultimate being, and he kind of treated him like that. And Sonic went to, like, it kind of went to his head a bit, but not too much.
A bit? I think it went to his head a bit more than a bit.
True. Knuckles was really
But
realistic.
then again, that just seems like something
True.
Sonic would do. You give him a bit of an ego.
True. Knuckles as a character felt really real.
Fire.
His character just felt good. Like there was no,
Yeah, his character made sense, and also
yeah, he
it was
wasn't
cool.
out
I
there.
liked him.
And also I like how they brought back the owl from the beginning movie, and they explained why those echidnas were chasing them at the beginning.
Yeah, it's because that owl I don't think has ever showed up in any Sonic game.
Nope.
So that was like the one kind of big plot hole in the first movie.
Yeah.
But also, this movie has made already its next movie great because they Shadow the Hedgehog.
Okay, no, we'll get
And
to that.
anything
We'll
with
get to
Shadow
that.
the
We'll
Hedgehog
get
is
to
not
that.
possible.
No, not yet. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Super Sonic was amazing. That
It
scene
was.
was just good. And also even the human characters fit. They weren't in it for that long. So that they weren't in it for that long on purpose. And I just think the whole role
But Eggman's assistant was so huge.
True. The Hackman's assistant is funny. And I think the whole role of the main dude and then him being jealous of like the Giga Chad dude that his wife's sister's marrying was so funny to me. Because his wife's sister was marrying just a gym bro.
Fair.
And then
I don't think there's a better term for it.
True.
Yeah.
And then I will say, the jokes, I don't know why, but I just kept making Lizzo jokes whenever the sister came on. She was mad, and I don't know why, but the whole scene with her like destroying everything was so funny to me.
It was just a good scene.
It was, because they made it funny, but they make it cringy funny. And then the part where Jim Carrey flossed.
That was the most fire part of the movie.
And also, they already have us hyped for the next movie, because as you said before, Shadow the Hedgehog. That like
if
was
you
such
say you
a.
don't like Shadow the Hedgehog, get out.
Also, that whole scene at the post-credit scene where they're revealing him is so good because they're like, "Oh, we found blah 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 blah," and then they just show his shoes
Because you
and go
don't
up.
expect him to show
You
up.
don't expect him to, because it's like, yeah, honestly, he probably would be one of the next characters appear, but you're like, they'll probably introduce like Amy or somebody first, because that makes more sense. No, Shadow the Hedgehog. Just Shadow.
Which also makes sense because
True.
I think they kind of needed a new villain.
True. That
Plus,
is true.
does anyone really like Amy?
True. That's true.
Does anyone ever say I'm an Amy fan?
No.
And if you do, you're lying, and you're probably a Sakura fan because you don't exist and you have schizophrenia.
That is true. You know what? And Shadow the Hedgehog just works too, because he is just like the perfect anti-Sonic, and we haven't had that villain yet, where it's just Sonic, but again, and also Chaos Control.
Chaos Control's optimal.
And the whole thing at the end of the movie where Sonic lets go of his ego a bit and gets rid of the emeralds just for the sake of everyone else is really good. So Sonic 2 was one of the best movies. If I had to rank the top 3 movies, Batman, Top Gun, then Sonic. Worst 3 movies, Halloween ends, Secrets of Dumbledore, and from my point of view, turning red. I just want to say that's from my point of view.
Yeah, I can see why people like it. Maybe if
But
like
it's,
the joke.
yeah, it's
hit
just
more,
not for
but
me. It's not for
It
me.
didn't hit for us.
Yeah, it just didn't feel. I don't know. A lot of jokes made in that movie, or a lot of things just didn't hit to me because I can tell I was not the audience for that movie.
Definitely not. I felt out of
Especially
place.
because I don't like. Okay, I can see why people do like K-pop, but I don't like it. So that joke didn't entirely land, and also it just didn't not being like a girl. The whole part about her like liking the dude and stuff like that also didn't hit. Then again, there are some movies I've watched that do that good that explain it. But yeah, this is the movie tier list for.
Definitive.
I forgot that I had that down there.
You forgot you had that down there.
I forgot that I made that. Okay, never mind. If you figured out our really cool joke that we made throughout the video, then you realize it. But okay, that's the end of the video, I guess. Goodbye. Your mom.
Your mother.
And have a wonderful 2023.